Hi guys, how are you doing? We are doing fine. Now we are in autumn. It's a little bit cold. I have already started feeling cold, though winter have not yet started. But in couple of months we will have the winter and snowfall and so on. But weather is not the topic of discussion today. We will save that topic for some other video. Today we are going to talk about buying a property, buying a house in Sweden. Last couple of years have been quite difficult to world. Inflation rate is at its peak, but housing market is quite competitive. If you are looking to buy a house in Sweden, I would say this is the best opportunity for you to go for buying a house. Couple of my friends have bought houses recently, and thus I thought to share their experiences, also the entire process of buying a house. What is the process, what is bidding, how much time does it take, what are the risks involved in buying a house, and so on. In the end, we will also talk about few risks as a buyer that you might have when you go to buy a house, so that you are well aware of those risks and then you do not make any kind of mistakes. And also I would like to give you a tour of a newly bought house by our friends Abhijit and Priyanka, the proud owners of new house, so that you can have an idea about how a newly bought house can look like. Before going into the process, we'll try to understand the actual type of houses that you can buy in Sweden. So basically there are three types of different properties or houses that you can buy in Sweden. The first is individual house, which can also be called as villas, wherein you are completely owner and also responsible for the land and also for the house, for the construction of the house, and in that you might have a lot of responsibilities to take care of. The second type of property comes in is like row villas or row bungalows, wherein you are partly owner of a land, but then it is the responsibility and ownership is shared with the association for the land. You are complete owner of the construction of the house, but when it comes to land, the responsibility and ownership is shared with the association. Now comes the third, which is apartment, which is the most easiest thing to buy for, wherein the association owns the land and you are owner of your apartment, your constructed area of the apartment. And in this video we will mostly focus on buying apartment in Sweden or in Stockholm. Now the first and foremost thing obviously is look for a property that you are interested in. For that, HEMNET.se is the best go-to place, most trusted website in Sweden. That website gives the maximum information about the apartment that you should know before going into the actual process. The website is also very much trusted in Sweden, and many buyers and sellers prefer to be on the HEMNET, so you will not miss any opportunity if you are looking on the HEMNET.se. Also, there is one more advantage of this HEMNET.se or HEMNET website is that you can also see the sale history of a particular area. When I say sale history, what do I mean by that is, so let's say you are looking a property in X area, so you can go on HEMNET and you can see the last sold apartment in that area X, and you can get the price, at what price that apartment was sold. You can also have a look at the area, okay, how much square feet, square meter that apartment was, and then you can compare, okay, are you getting a good deal, are the prices inflated, are the prices deflated. So likewise you can compare. I would say that is the best thing that HEMNET has.
I guess everybody uses HEMNET for the selling purpose in Sweden. So it's pretty good website. You get quite a good overview.
Now once you like an apartment, once you found a property or a house that you are interested to buy in, so you have to book an appointment to go and visit and have a look at the actual physical apartment, which is called as visioning or viewing process. So in most of the cases, agent arranges this open viewing or open visioning process. In that case, interestingly, you might be visiting a house, apartment that you are interested in at the same time as your competitor is. So that is called as open viewing or open visioning process. The agent arrange it for many buyers like you, and then you might be visiting it along with the potential competition of yours. One important thing about this visioning or viewing process is that you will get a slot only for 15 to 20 minutes. So in that 15 to 20 minutes, you have to make a decision. Are you still want to proceed further? Do you want to bid further for this house? Do you want to buy it or not? So make sure that you plan your visit very well. Make sure that you have a look, you inspect the apartment very wisely so that you're not missing out on any details, because this 15 to 20 minutes can decide your future, house. Once you finalize, okay, I want to go ahead for this property or for this apartment to buy, the next comes is bidding. Just before bidding, you also have to approach 2 banks to get a loan promise letter or to get a bank guarantee letter. What do I mean by loan promise letter is like, bank will give you promise, okay, once your deal is finalized with the seller, we will give you loan. So that is called loan promise letter. Do not get confused with its actual loan. It is not the actual loan, it is just a loan promise letter or the guarantee letter that is ensuring to the seller, okay, this buyer is going to bid and it has been ensured by the banks that he or she will get a loan.
To avail the loan promise letter, first you need to share your salary details with the bank, employment contract with the bank, and basis your salary, bank gives your loan promise letter. For example, if you are viewing a 4 million property, 4 million SEK property in Sweden, then you should have a 4 above 4 million and above loan promise from the bank. Then only you can buy till the 4 million property in.
Coming back to the bidding process. So in case of bidding process, there is no minimum or maximum in Sweden. The price can go as high as you can imagine, or it can go as low as you can quote. So there is no minimum or maximum, and also the bidding process can go from hours to days. So it's like, it's very quick. The prices can change in very quick time, in very short period of time. So it sometimes can get very stressful. There is also another way to avoid this stressful bidding process is you directly contact seller through your agent. So you contact your agent that you would like to quote an amount to a seller, and if seller agrees, you can finalize the deal without going into the this competition of bidding and all that. So there are 2 ways to buy a house. One is through bidding process, wherein you compete along with other competition for the price, and the other is you directly contact to the seller and you decide on the price.
So you actually don't know if you're gonna get that deal or not because of the bidding process. So we've been through a couple of process, and it was new, so we didn't get the house because somebody else obviously bid higher. But then that's when we got to know from other people, or we got a feedback that instead of bidding, you can directly contact the owner via broker obviously, and quote your price, that this is what you can afford or you can offer, and accordingly if owner agrees, then there's no need of bidding, to be honest. Then accordingly you directly get your house, and that's basically the understanding between you and your owner. So this way you can avoid that bidding process, because that process is kind of a lengthy and it's new and you don't really know what's happening, who's bidding from the other side. So it's better to directly contact the owner, and that's how we got our house. We contacted owner through the broker and we quoted our price, we offered a price and owner accepted it, and that's how we cracked the deal.
There is one more interesting thing about this contract is that the contract will be in Swedish language. So your agent is there to explain you each and every para, each and every word in the contract. In most of the cases, he will explain everything, every word. But still, if you do not understand, please do not hesitate to ask him as many times as you can, because you are investing a lot of money and you are investing your emotion. Once you finalize the deal and moving forward to have a contract, so you have to parallelly approach to the bank to get the actual loan, to get the actual mortgages. So the best approach for this is, please contact different banks, please approach different banks and negotiate with them in best possible way.
First and foremost thing, bank asks, do you have the permanent job or not? Okay. So in your employment contract, if the permanent word is not there, then they will not give you a loan. In my employment letter, the permanent word was not mentioned by my HR. So I immediately contact my HR, and that was the summer vacation time, everyone gone on vacation. So my HR somehow managed to give me the another letter where the permanent word was mentioned.
So a couple of things are very important, whether you have a permanent job or not in Sweden, whether you are one applicant or you are 2 applicants. So in our case, we both were applicants, so that did help. Salary slips and everything will be checked by bank, and accordingly your credit rating is decided, and based on your credit rating, bank offers you a particular interest rate. Now you have a choice that you can approach multiple banks, and you can negotiate. You can tell bank B that you've got this offer from bank A, and accordingly you can negotiate and try to get a better deal. And it's absolutely normal to approach multiple banks and get the counter offers, and that's what we also did. We got an offer from one bank, we approached the other, and we told them about the offer. They gave us the better interest rate, and that's it. So accordingly you can try to you should try to get the best deal for yourself.
85% mortgage bank will give you, and 15% you have to keep ready. That is a down payment. Some bank provide 90% loan in Sweden, and 10% you have to keep ready. Some provide 95% mortgage as well. So there are different banks in Sweden. For example, SEB, Nordea, Handelsbanken, SBAB Banken. So you will see all the mortgage interest rate on their website. Plus you can visit the bank and have an appointment with them, and then they can provide you a discount as well, basis your salary, basis your pension plan with them. If you transfer your union account, Akasa account with them, then life insurance plans, mutual fund plans from the bank, then they will give you a discount basis the services you will be taken from the bank. After signing the contract, in 10 days you have to give 10% down payment, and once you get the possession you have to give the entire amount. So 5% you have to keep in your bank account, and 85% bank will transfer to the owner's account.
Once you sign a contract, there is no way to go back. So please ensure before going into the actual process, you already have this 15% of total property's value. Please have this calculation in your mind before going to the actual process, because once you sign a contract, there is no way to go back. You have to have that money with you. Congratulations. You got the house, you got the keys, you have your brand new house with you. You can start moving in. But I would say the process does not stop here. It is the starting for any new buyer, because you, in most of the cases, in 90% of the cases, you might get an empty house to yourself. So you have to start buying everything from curtains to lights to bed to furniture to kitchen appliances to everything. So please make sure that you have some money, or you are financially capable of arranging all these things. Obviously it will take a while to set your house completely, but one more interesting thing or one more important thing is, when you go for visioning, when you go for visiting or viewing the house, you please have a look at all the things that are available in the house. Have a look at the TV, furniture, dishwasher, washing machine and everything else, and please ask to the seller, is this also will be sold along with the apartment, or only the apartment will be sold and not all the things. If the seller says, if the agent says, okay, all these things will also come along with the apartment, then make sure that all the things are mentioned in your contract. And on the day of possession, you can verify, okay, what are the things was been mentioned in the contract, are they still available in the house or not. So you can just verify that. What is the things that you should know before finalizing a house?
Oh, there are quite a lot of things, to be honest. It's a pretty fast process that once you agree the deal with your seller, within 10 days you'll have to give the 5% of the amount. So you need to have that amount ready, because seller is not gonna wait. Seller needs the money because he might want to buy another house for himself. So it's pretty fast that you need to have your 5% ready. At the same time, you need to have agreement with the bank that they are ready to give you a loan. You need that confirmation for the signing of the contract. Once that is done, your moving date is nearing, so you have to approach multiple banks, get the best interest rate for yourself, and then the moving date comes in when the entire amount will. But it doesn't stop over there. Once you move into the house, there are other things you need to consider, because if there is no furniture, you'll have to buy furniture. You need to buy lightings. You need to plan everything, because you won't have access to the house before your moving date. So you imagine on the moving date you're getting a key, but you may not be able to move in because there are no lights. So you need to sign up with all the contracts. You need to sign the electricity contracts. You need to sign the broadband contracts. You need to sign the grid contract, electricity grid provider contracts. everything needs to be decided after you move in. You need to update your address in the Skatteverket. You need to arrange for the mail forwarding if you need to, because you may still receive mails on your older address. Furniture is another topic, because you may not have the furniture with you once you move in, and even if you buy, it's going to take some time to deliver. So this is the first piece of furniture we got in our house. We're still waiting for our bed, which have been ordered 1 month before. So that's the wait time over here in Sweden. Everything you need to wait. Our sofa is gonna get delivered in 1 month, or whatever you buy, it's still going to be 7 days at least. So imagine you have to plan everything.
Comes the very important question: what if you find any hidden damages in the house after buying the property? By law, by legally, seller can be financially charged, he can be financially punished or fined for that hidden damages if it is proven. But in most of the cases, buyer is responsible, because legally buyer was been given an opportunity to inspect the house. So visioning process is one way to inspect the house. You can also hire an external inspector to view a house, to inspect the house if you have some kind of doubts on the seller or on the agent. That is not the case in most of the cases, but if it is happen, if you find some hidden damage, in most of the cases you are as a buyer is responsible. So please make sure that you are quite aware of these laws, so that in the end you should not under the impression, okay, I bought the house but it was already damaged, now what I do? No, it's your responsibility as a buyer that you should have inspected that particular damage beforehand, before going to the contract and before buying the house. So it's all your responsibility as a buyer. And finally, I hope this information will help you, and I hope you like this video. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, if you have any further queries, please write me back in comment section. I would love to explore that. Also, you would like to know anything more about Sweden, please write me in comment section. I will also love to explore that too. See you next time with some other topic. Bye for now.